Hey guys, today is going to be a pretty typical routine of my daily eyebrow application. I actually begin with my nose contour because I connect my nose contour to my eyebrows. I am a little bit more crooked on that side than I am on this side, and I start with Bone Beige by MAC on a Sigma E25 blending brush. I start on the crooked side and I line everything up with the deepest part of that dent. And I don't contour my nose to actually slim it. I'm just trying to straighten it out since I have a broken nose. About 9 years ago, some drunk asshole blasted me in the face with his fist and totally made my nose crooked. And I definitely spend a little bit more time on that side of my nose, really trying to straighten that out. I have to put a little bit of extra shadowing on that side of my nose just to make it kind of look a little bit more straight. And once I have that side done, it's actually really easy to go back in and match the other side to the broken side. And again, in my case, doing a nose contour is really more just for creating some symmetry. Now, on that note, to keep everything balanced, I have to keep my eyebrows shifted to the right a little bit. Since the broken nose, the rules of where eyebrows begin don't actually apply to me. I bring the nose contour into the beginning of my eyebrows with Bone Beige, just to create a nice base, so when I go in with Omega, I've already got that groundwork laid down. Going in with Omega on that same blending brush from Sigma, I'm just starting to sketch out the shape of the eyebrows. Now, this brush is awesome for nose contour. It's great for starting out your eyebrows. And actually, the new MAC 217 brush is an exact dupe for this brush. I take Omega and I kind of bring it down onto my nose contour a little bit, just to blend those two colors in together a little bit and create almost like a transition from the cool tone of the eyebrows into the slightly warmer tone of the contour on the edge of my nose right there. I definitely step back away from the mirror quite often during this process, just to check and make sure that everything looks good from afar as well as looking good up close. And I like to start with a powder as my base and then build up the structure with a cream product just to avoid the cartoon eyebrow. The Anastasia Dipbrow I've recently started using in Taupe and I really like it a lot. That number 12 brush is amazing. It's really stiff. It doesn't lose its shape. I dip into the product and then I wipe the excess off onto my hand before I start applying it. I would rather build up the product slowly and keep having to go in to build it up than to go in too heavy at once. There's definitely the old saying that eyebrows are sisters and not twins. No, I absolutely 100% disagree with that. I think the eyebrows should be those sisters that you are just absolutely convinced are twins. I'll lower my head and then I'll raise my head up and just kind of look at everything from different angles, just to double check, because again, I really want them to look as identical as possible. With the asymmetry of my face, it's really hard to get them to be identical twins, but I try my damn hardest. Now, I know it's really popular on Instagram and on YouTube, you know, these Instagram brows they're called, that I feel like people just kind of like slap on their eyebrows really harshly and then go in and kind of carve them out with concealer to create the shape that way. And to me, that just creates a cartoon eyebrow. And there's definitely no rules in makeup, but I feel like, you know, the Instagram brow just kind of looks stuck on. Yep, I kind of fucked up right there. Oh well. Thicken it up. I tend to start a little bit thinner anyway, just in case of situations like this, and then I can kind of go back in and thicken it up as I need to. I like to build up the tail first and kind of darken that area up, and then move towards the center of the brow with the product that's already inside of the brush. Now, I know this takes forever. I know that this is very excessive, but I'm starting with literally zero eyebrow, so I'm starting from the ground up. And you guys are watching a 13-minute long video where in reality, I sat here and painted on my eyebrows for 44 minutes. That's how much footage I was working with to put this video together. Excessive, I know. And I know that microblading is an option, but there are a couple of reasons why I'm never gonna do that. The first one, I'm a total control freak. Even like with my hair, like I cut my own hair, I color my own hair. I'm a total Nazi when it comes to stuff like that. When I get my lip injections done, my poor injector, I sit there with a mirror and almost kind of just dictate the entire process. Like I can't let anybody else even do their job when it comes to beauty stuff on myself. I really just have to be in control of the entire situation. Another reason, I get Botox, and that can, and it does just kind of like, you know, shift where things go. So, you know, eyebrows will totally move up to a different part of your face. If I ever get a nose job, I feel like, you know, I have to draw my eyebrows on in a different spot of my face because my nose is crooked. So if I were to ever straighten out my nose surgically, that's going to shift my eyebrows in the other direction. And if they're permanently tattooed onto my face, then I'm completely screwed. And honestly, just to have options when it comes to makeup, it definitely gives you some freedom. If you want to bring your eyebrows down a little bit lower, if you want to draw them like way up on your forehead and create this giant, elaborate drag kind of look, or, you know, whatever you want to do. I just like that I can kind of create whatever I want to on my face and not have to like cover my eyebrows with like a glue stick and powder and all of that kind of shit before I get started on my actual makeup application. When I was a kid and was shaving off my eyebrows just to draw them back on, I would draw them on in like different shapes and different colors and all kinds of shit. My senior pictures from high school, I had black zigzag eyebrows, and I would do, you know, like check marks. I would draw them on with lip liner. I would have like pink eyebrows, blue eyebrows, glitter eyebrows. You name it, I did it. Maybe I should get back into doing that a little bit. What do you guys think? Should I do different shapes and different colors? Leave me a comment down below, and maybe I could kind of add that into my routine as well. I know that Kat Von D just came out with a whole bunch of different colors of eyebrow products, so maybe that's gonna become cool again, you know, like a blue eyebrow, a green eyebrow. And here I am bitching about the Instagram eyebrow, getting all excited about a rainbow eyebrow. So now I have the beginning of the brow laid down with Omega, and I've gone in and kind of stenciled in the shape of the overall brow with the Dipbrow pomade. I just kind of check my work out, make sure that I'm pretty happy overall with the shape and the balance from side to side. Then I'm gonna go in and deepen things up a little bit more with Stud by MAC. I like to layer darker colors on top of the lighter base because I feel like it just gives everything a more kind of 3D effect. Now, I've had this pencil forever. It's like lasted for a couple of years. Once this one runs out, I think I'm gonna pick up a darker shade of the Dipbrow to replace it, and probably pick up the blonde color as well, just to kind of add a little bit of a warmer tone in towards the inner part of the brow, just to add another color, another layer of color, a little bit more depth, a little bit more dimension in there. I feel like having a few colors going on in the brow and then having a few different textures even, you know, pencils and powders and creams, and just kind of like layering and building everything up just gives everything a little bit more of that realistic eyebrow kind of feel and look. And let's be honest, we are starting with bald skin here, so no matter what, it's gonna look a little bit drawn on. And I have said this a million times before, but I just really want my eyebrow to look as real as possible. I want it to be totally based in reality, and it probably comes from, you know, again, having no eyebrows and not being able to grow any eyebrow hair, and really being jealous of people that can grow a full set of awesome eyebrows. And you know, I definitely dress like a clown. I wear a shit ton of makeup. You know, I've got a lot of distractions. I've got a lot of things going on in my visual presentation of myself. But if I can have my eyebrows just look a little bit real, that's really all I want in life. That's not true at all. I want all kinds of shit out of life. But today I want eyebrows. So now that I'm mostly satisfied where we are with the shape, with the dimension, with the texture, I'm gonna go back in with some Omega, and I'm just gonna kind of set the brow. This is just gonna kind of lightly fill any gaps. Plus, you know, I'm really oily, and this is gonna kind of help to blot away any excess oil, because let's be honest, it's been almost an hour and I've got a little bit of oil peeking through my brows there, so we've got to touch that up a little bit. You want to check everything close up. You want to check everything from far away. You want to go check in another lighting situation, because honestly, studio lighting is not accurate whatsoever. And you know, when you're wearing this in real life, you know, you're not going to have that kind of lighting following you around, and you want to make sure that it looks good no matter where you're at and no matter what you're doing. Just kind of touching up any little areas that need a little bit more perfecting. I had a little area there in the middle of that brow that seemed to have a little bit of a bald spot, and I think it kind of ended with a little bit of a bald spot too. Oh well. I'm taking a bone color just to set the brow bone. I think at this point most people would use a concealer to carve out their eyebrow. But I just like to kind of brighten and set the area and to just kind of create a base for eyeshadow. Now I'm going to use Omega on a Morphe M504, and this is just going to kind of be like the base for my transition for an eyeshadow look, just like a light eye contour. And honestly, this is just going to kind of tie everything together, since I use that color on my brows, in the top part of my nose contour, and it'll just kind of bring everything together. Now on a no makeup day, I would just curl my lashes and call it a day, especially since I've already spent 45 minutes drawing on my eyebrows and I got to get out the door. But then you can go ahead and just kind of start this as your base for any eye makeup look that you're doing, which I actually did. That video went up a few days ago. You've already seen that one. But I hope this video was somewhat informative, and I hope you learned something from it. I hope I didn't ramble on too much, which I probably did. I'm pretty good at that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe. I guess hit the notification bell, because I think that a lot of people don't know that I post as many videos as I do. Be sure to tell all your friends about it so that they know to watch, and I will see you guys on the next one.